Changing attitudes towards bilingualism. For long until now, the attitude towards bilingualism has been quite negative. It has been very negative because the educationists and in different institutions and working places, the code switching from one language to the other language has been considered damaging. It has been said and argued that intellectual growth is not increased, but it decreases with two languages because the individuals cannot possibly express themselves fully in one language without using the other language. So this was a perception and a very strong perception also. So when you see or when you yourself have administered punishments in your class to students who have been using Urdu in English classrooms, and when you come across the school culture in which they do not allow anyone to speak in Urdu, or if it comes to a specific elite schools, not even think in Urdu and to stick to English at all times, then this is the view, this is the basis that is at work over here. Now, there was research on bilingualism in 1923. Although the research is old, yet it has played a fundamental role in the influence it had on somehow surfacing this antagonist attitude towards bilingualism. So the research was done between bilinguals of English and Welsh children, and they covered almost 1,400 children in UK aged 14. And what they found was that the bilingual children had a lower IQ than monolingual English children. Now, this was a condemning research against the bilinguals, and not only this, the research also revealed that the disadvantage of the bilinguals continued over the span of years. So that means that if they were found to be lower in IQ than monolinguals, then the bilingual children might not be able to fill that gap and come at the level of monolingual children. Now, we can see over here how some research which may be influential can be quite misleading. So critics have now pointed out that there were strong issues with the type of IQ tests that were administered. Secondly, the difference was not there in between urban children of bilinguals and monolinguals in urban settings. However, this difference was present in children who were grounded or situated in a rural setting. So that means that this difference between rural and urban children in the IQ difference might not just be because of knowing one language or knowing more than one language, but it might also be because of economic factors or political factors or social factors that might be at work. So when you say that one thing correlates with another, this does not mean that there exists between them a cause and effect relationship, because there might be another variable that is controlling both these variables. So we should also not forget that the test that was administered to gauge the IQ level was also in the weaker language. So that is the second language of the learners. In any case, as we discussed, this might be because of lack of opportunity, political or economic constraints in the lives of these children. And this actually emerges from this concept of behaviorism. More often than not, the parents even worry when they ask the children not to speak in one language and to speak another one, because they feel that the habit of using, for instance, Urdu, might interfere with the formation of this habit of learning English language. So you come across this phenomenon very commonly in Pakistan, but this is definitely based on this behavioristic approach, which has been challenged at several forums. In any case, there is a change in attitudes that is perceptible, and you see that more and more there is this discussion of using or having multicultural or plurilingual classrooms. And what happens in Pakistan, this I leave to you to think about it, that how do we actually treat our children, and how do we clamp down on bilinguals, or do we want to make them like subtractive bilinguals, like know only one language, that is the dominant language which you think brings more respect.